Southfield. No more long waits in the ER. Then needing a referral to a specialist and then a surgeon. Get it all in one place at Straight Orthopedics. Call 855-STRAIGHT. Same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome. From diagnosis to treatment, including robotic joint replacements. #1 in Southfield, Michigan. Call 855-STRAIGHT or online at straight.org. Straight Orthopedics will have you back dashing, dancing, and prancing in no time.
At Bell Tire, we start with the lowest tire price, period. Then we make it feel even lower with free lifetime flat repairs, tire rotations, and alignment checks. And then even lower with 0% financing for 12 months. We also offer a contact-free experience, including stay-in-your-vehicle service and touch-free transactions. So come see your guy at Bell Tire. He'll give you the lowest tire price, period, and more for your money. Bell Tire. See store at belltire.com for details. Restrictions apply.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
All right, 97.1 The Ticket, the Stoney and Jansen program. One of my favorite segments of the morning show. It's the Why 9 with the greatest host ever, Tom Milliken. Go ahead, Tom.
What an intro, man.
I'm all about that.
Absolutely rolling this morning. All right, rumors persist that Jim Harbaugh will get a contract extension. Are you fine with Harbaugh getting a short-term extension considering all the current circumstances?
I'm at the point, guys, that I just say, no, enough is enough. I thought about this yesterday. Why exactly does Harbaugh deserve to come back? Just because he's Jim Harbaugh? He's been a disaster in 6 years. I don't want to extend him. I don't care about Michigan saving money with the buyout. I say go find another coach. I'm done with Harbaugh.
I don't necessarily know that it's that simple, and I think we all understand that it's not that simple. My biggest question is the budget. To make a coaching change right now, it's going to cost anywhere between $20 and $25 million. When you're already running a $100 million deficit, I think a short extension, heavily incentive-laden, is probably the route you're going to see.
Yeah, and I think all this is depending on does he go to the NFL, which I think is a real possibility right now. I mean, that makes it easy for Michigan.
It does.
All right, the Heisman Trophy race has been one of the better races in recent history, but it appears as if it's going to be down to Mac Jones or Kyle Trask that wins the coveted trophy. Should the SEC championship game be between Alabama and Florida to determine the Heisman winner?
I think it will determine the Heisman winner just because it's going to be between these two guys, but I don't necessarily think it has to be the winner of that game that is the Heisman Trophy winner. It's whoever performs the best. I mean, Mac Jones, last week, 385 yards against LSU. Kyle Trask had, 433 against Texas A&M. We could debate the better quarterback, but what they have meant to their team, Kyle Trask does have a loss. Mac Jones, undefeated, but he has more weapons. So I do think the winner of the Heisman Trophy will come out of that game.
Yeah, I think John actually communicated this brilliantly. I agree with everything you just said. You look at pieces around. Mac Jones has a ton of pieces around. Kyle Trask, probably the better quarterback. But yeah, I think the winner of this game, their quarterback ends up winning the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think it just come down to that. And I'm rooting for Trask and Florida to win that game because then it will potentially screw the Buckeyes. So that's no matter all this stuff with Ohio State, in the playoff. And if Alabama loses that game and Clemson beats Notre Dame, I don't know if the Buckeyes are getting in the playoff. So that's what I'm rooting for. Anyways, Alabama impressed again on Saturday, clocking LSU at Baton Rouge, 55-17. Would you take Alabama or the field to win the national championship?
I'm going to go ahead and take the field. Listen, Notre Dame ain't winning anything. I'm convinced of that. However, Ohio State, I think their ceiling is super high. I don't think we've seen the best of the Buckeyes just yet. I think they'll get in. And Clemson as well. I mean, I would love to see what Clemson, Alabama looks like, what Ohio State, Alabama looks like. I think Bama probably ends up winning it all, but I'm going to take the field because I don't want Bama to win it all.
I don't want them to win it all either. And I'm going to take the field because, and some of this will depend on who ends up four in the college football playoff rankings. Because if, let's just say, Alabama has to play Ohio State if they're four, I'm not sure they can win back-to-back games against Ohio State and then against Clemson So I'm not a big Notre Dame supporter in this football season or in the college football playoffs to compete, but I am of Clemson and Ohio State.
Notre Dame's one of those teams that they just got to keep winning, and they'll never get the respect they deserve until they actually win the national title.
You're so right, but we all know how it's going to play out. They're going to get to the CFP, and they're going to get blown out. And then the same thing will happen next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. They're just not on the same level.
Darrell Bevell got a big win in his first game as Lions interim coach. Do you think Bevell should get a chance to win the job, or are you 100% against it?
I'm not 100% against it. I think he should have a chance to win the job. Now, the bar is going to be set really high. It's either going to be 4 or 5 wins, and I'm not even going to say it's a playoff spot. That would be a little cherry on top of the season, but he's in a great position. He gets to audition. He gets to interview on a daily basis for the next month. So I think he should be in the running for this job. Now, it depends on what he does with this team, how they look, how they act, how they react to wins, and how they react actually to a loss.
Such an easy answer to a great question. Yes. Think about who they're going to play. They're going to play the Titans. They're going to play the Packers. They're going to play the Bucs. They're going to play the Vikings. And this is a bad football team with a horrendous defense and a quarterback that makes a whole lot of mistakes. If Bevell puts all that together and goes 4-1, yes, he should be absolutely up for that job of head coach. At the least, bring him back as the new head coach's OC.
All right, Matthew Stafford had a good game on Sunday, but he threw another interception, and it just had to be a sidearm interception. I'm so sick of Stafford's sidearm throws. What is the most annoying thing about Matthew Stafford?
Oh, my goodness. What a great.
This is like a special edition with Rieger. And
this is the greatest question I've ever heard in my life. I have like 17 of them. I'm going to narrow it down to just one. The worst thing about Stafford is the Stafford defenders that call up the radio shows and say, well, you know, it's the Lions' fault. It's not Matthew Stafford's fault. He's been here 12 years, but, you know, he's got no weapons. He's got no run game. He's the best we have. So, yeah, I'm going to say the Stafford defenders are the most annoying thing about number 9. But there's more. I mean, we can do an after show, and I can give you more. Sorry, go on.
Well, and so I'm a big fan of capitalism, and right? And when you're in capitalism, you have something that somebody wants, and you pay for it, or you pay for something that you are expecting to get in return. And we have cash for wins in the NFL. We have an ability to pay somebody a lot of money to produce wins for your team, to produce an opportunity to get to the playoffs and get wins for your team, for your city. The biggest thing, and it's not necessarily Matt Stafford's fault, he hit the lottery. It was all timing for him in terms of when he came in the NFL, but we have paid him so much, and we have so little to show for it.
Okay, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, and Zach Wilson all played on national TV on Saturday. We support the Lions drafting any of these guys. We can throw in Lance as well. I'm willing to commit to one. I 100% believe in Kyle Trask, and I decided to go all in on him. I've been talking about him a lot this fall, but I'm all in on him now. This 4th touchdown pass against Tennessee was a pro-caliber play where he rolled out of the pocket, he checked down his reads, and he hit a guy on the move in stride in the back of the end zone. I absolutely love his accuracy. In fact, I'm ready to make a major proclamation on Trask. He will end up being a better pro than Justin Fields. Am I off my rocker?
Yes, you are. I think you've fallen off. I think you hit your head. And I'm not saying he's not going to be a great quarterback. I would be willing to take any of those guys. I think they're going to be good pro quarterbacks. Some may take a little longer to develop, but I don't know if you watched that Ohio State-Michigan State game last weekend, and Michigan State, not a great football team, but Ohio State was down so many guys. They literally could have snapped Justin Fields the ball in anywhere, right? Don't even snap it to him. Just snap it, put it between the center's legs, let him run and pick it up, throw the ball, run the ball, do whatever he wants. He has the ability to create plays. He has the ability to move around in the pocket. Great arm. And the other one I'm falling in love with is Zach Wilson. I know they lost that game against Coastal Carolina, but there were some throws in that game where he was running to his right, threw across his body, had great vision, great accuracy. A lot to like about all 4 of those guys we just mentioned.
Yeah, number 1, Gov is off his rocker. Number 2, totally intrigue with Mac Jones. He's not an athlete, but when he's on, he's on. That's what makes him so intriguing to me. I'm not an athlete either, so I can totally relate to him. And I want to make my own bold proclamation. Justin Fields is going to be better than Trevor Lawrence. He's that good.
Are you willing to take a whipped cream pie to the face on that one?
Absolutely. Let me know the place and time.
We'll do that in about 2032 or something like that, I
That
guess.
sounds good.
All right, Alex Smith was able to engineer a double-digit comeback and hand the Steelers their first loss of the season. If Alex Smith helps Washington win the NFC East and make a playoff run, would that be the greatest story in professional sports history?
No, the greatest story in professional sports history would be the Lions winning a Super Bowl. But considering that's never going to happen, I think the Cubs winning the World Series has got to be one of the greatest sports stories ever. But Alex Smith and what he went through to be in the lead in the NFC East, to potentially go to the postseason, to go to the Super Bowl, as you mentioned, that would be unbelievable. Not to mention, did you see? He said he saw and felt the blood pumping out of his leg in his most recent injury on, what was that, Monday night?
Yeah, and I like that story. I also think it's very similar to Peyton Manning. Spinal fusion, comes back, throws 55 touchdowns, wins a Super Bowl for Denver. Ted Williams, 4 years in World War II. Mario Lemieux, he's right up there, but I'm not really ready to say it's the greatest.
If you haven't seen the Alex Smith E60, I encourage every single person listening to the station to watch it. It's absolutely incredible. All right. Greg Williams was fired on Monday after all-out blitzing the Raiders and blowing the Jets' first win of the season. What is the single worst play call in NFL history?
Any play call that I was in the huddle with Steve Spurrier.
All right, I would go, this one's easy. It's Daryl Bevel's play call to not give the ball to beast mode in the Super Bowl, or maybe Matt Patricia's greatest play ever in the fourth quarter.
Okay, I knew somebody would say that. I just want you to imagine the Greg Williams play call happening in the Super Bowl.
Unforgivable. I hear that.
That's why it's the worst. That's why it's worse.
It's like what you're talking about, an 0-for team, and he's out there just trying to make something happen. It was a bad call, but it's not the worst.
All right, and every NFL team has now played 12 games. We're 3/4 of the way through the season. Again, I give you an opportunity. Who will make the Super Bowl and win it this year? You can make changes.
Chiefs, Packers, Chiefs win it.
Chiefs, Bucks, Chiefs win it.
You're staying the same, right?
I'm staying the same.
I am too. I said Seahawks, Steelers. It's a bad week for both those teams, but I'm not bailing at this point.
Yep.
I think some cream pie bets could be in the making. There it is, the Wide 9, powered by BetQL. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app today or visit BetQL.com. 97
All right.
the ticket.
Oh, hey guys, so nobody wants to lose their hair, right? Like your hair really becomes part of who you are. It becomes part of your identity. So when you start noticing thinning hair or balding hair, it can definitely be devastating. But I want to tell you that Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration can help. Dr. B, he's one of the best surgeons around, and he's one of the most recognized experts in the country on hair restoration. He has over 25 years of experience, and he's performed over 2 million grafts. Plus, he works with a hand-selected, dedicated medical team. Now, Dr. B wants to restore your hair and your confidence. So get this, for a limited time, he's offering 97.1 The Ticket listeners with $1,000 off retail price, plus 0% financing on your hair restoration procedure. All you have to do is schedule your appointment at MichiganHairRestoration.com and tell them Heather sent you, or mention 97.1 The Ticket. Now, you don't need to be worried about your appointment during COVID because he's taking extreme precautions to make sure that his offices are clean and safe. In fact, he's only allowing a limited amount of patients in at a time. You call from the parking lot before you go in because he has eliminated the waiting room. Of course, masks are required, and he is using extreme cleaning measures. So for more information or to schedule an in-person appointment with Dr. B, go to MichiganHairRestoration.com today.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Meyer. A right lane closure is coming up today for road work along I-96 eastbound at Beck Road as part of midday construction. Also midday road work scheduled for today and tomorrow, 94 both directions between 8 Mile and Connor, a left lane closure. Check everything off your list this year and save when you shop at Meyer. Select choice or buy one, get one 50% off. Save big on top brands like Barbie, Lego, and more when you shop in store. Visit the Meyer app for more details. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Building a Next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face flick.
It's great how he just gets in there and well licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Madison, the Humane Society of the United States and the Ad Council.
Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers keep you up to date with what's happening in the D. This week, calling all sweet tubes. Where to find holiday sweets and seasonal desserts. For more stories like these, head over to ChevyDetroit.com.
Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers have got your back and are ready to put you in the driver's seat with the Chevy Blazer. Blazer is the midsize SUV you've been looking for. Its bold design and athletic stance will turn heads wherever you go. Its roomy interior offers seating for up to 5 passengers. Plus, the cargo management system keeps everything in its place. Chevy Blazer, it's one tough beauty. It's Chevy's employee discount for everyone at your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Lease a 2020 Blazer 2LT front-wheel drive for just $219 a month for 24 months. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives to Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. Leases for a 2020 Blazer 2LT front-wheel drive for 24 months, 10,000 miles per year. For well-qualified customers with a GM lease in the household. $16.59 due at lease signing after all offers plus title tax and dock fees. No security deposit. Program subject to change without notice and certain restrictions may apply. See participating dealer for details. Offer ends January 4th, 2021.
Coping 19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
Feel like your emotions are all over the place? A healthy routine that includes enough sleep, exercise, and proper nutrition can help you feel more centered.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
Warm up with Doing Pizzas at Buddy's. Buffalo chicken pizza with marinated chicken, a hot sauce drizzle, and homemade ranch dressing. And our caramel apple pie pizza baked on Buddy's pizza crust and topped with vanilla ice cream. Available for a limited time. Buddy's 15 Metro Detroit locations offer curbside carryout, dine-in, and delivery via DoorDash. Download Buddy's Pizza mobile app to earn rewards.
What are you waiting for? It only takes an hour for you to have your child's heart screened. Get your kid's heart checked at the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Details at 971theticket.com.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
All that right, 6:53, Stoney and Jansen rolls on. I'm Jeff in for Stoney until Monday when Stoney is back. And listen, a lot to get into. We'll do it next hour with what happened with Jim Harbaugh yesterday, Michigan, Ohio State, Warren Manuel talk, the AD of Michigan. So we'll definitely do that. However, you got credit up on this. But we're 16 days away from Christmas.
It is 16.
Yeah, 16 days away from Christmas. And I just found mine in my household. I know John does it too. And Heather asked the question. People are into the elf on a shelf. And by the way, if you're Jewish, you can do it too. It's called the mensch on the bench.
Yes.
Yes, correct. I have that. I have that in the Weaver household. We also have elf on the shelf as well.
So I'm one of those that is, I understand how to kind of know what it is, but I don't know what a mensch is.
A mensch, John, is like a guy or girl that does good deeds. Like it's a good person. It's a good human. You know, a mitzvah in Yiddish, it's a good deed. A mensch goes around and does a whole lot of good deeds. Just like you guys have Santa Claus.
Yeah.
We have Hanukkah Harry. Same type of deal.
Okay. All right.
Yes. I will say this, and I'm a firm believer in this, because I grew up Jewish, and my brother gets upset when I say this, but now that I celebrate Christmas, my daughter was born on Christmas, and my wife celebrates Christmas, so I celebrate both, I kind of feel I was, let me choose my words carefully, robbed a little bit, because I didn't get Santa as a youth.
Yeah, but you knew about Santa.
Yes,
It
totally.
just he just wasn't relevant necessarily to you.
He just didn't come to my house.
Right.
Was it Hanukkah Harry? Is that who the person
Yes.
is that real, or is that just like a...
That's like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. It's like Ross and